Mike, let's start by going through November, unbeaten in the league, and that's earned you the nomination for Sky Bet League 2 Manager of the Month.
Yeah, no, credit to the boys. Obviously, we've got a bit of momentum, and they've had to work hard for during that month, and we've a bit disappointed to not convert a few of those draws to wins, but how hard the lads are working, it's been incredible.
Winner for that will be announced on Friday. Let's go back to last Friday. Train down at Chasetown, and I think we're about half an hour away from the hotel, and Newport gets called off. What was your assessment of that?
Yeah, no, obviously the government had given all the Welsh teams leagues that had been called off, so obviously we were in the midst of the weather getting a little bit hairy, so we kind of suspected there's a possibility of it, but yeah, get kind of 20 minutes away from the hotel wasn't ideal, but that's the nature of it. So yeah, we turn around, give the opportunity to give the lads the weekend off, which is rare, unique, so got some good recovery in, and yeah, we get the opportunity to have another good training week.
Like you say, it wasn't great for us because of how close we got, but in terms of the fans, it's great that they didn't travel and then that call was made.
Yeah, no, certainly it was. The conditions were getting worse by the minute when we were travelling down there. So, yeah, no, I think overall it's frustrating as it was doing all that preparation, doing all the travel, and yeah, for us to be turned around. But I think overall it was probably the right call.
Must be really good to have that extra week of training now on the pitch with the lads without any match fatigue in there.
Yeah, it has been. We've had some really good contact time. We had a really good, enjoyable Monday. We put a competition on, so split the boys into 3 teams, and that was good. Very highly competitive, which is good to watch. And then yeah, we've got a lot of detail over the last couple of days in as well. So good opportunity to give the boys some more load in their legs. Lads who have just come back, and we're looking forward to Saturday.
Especially good for the likes of Big O, JJ, like you said, to get more of a load in their legs ahead of Saturday's game.
Yeah, no, they've been superb. We've really given them another tough week. Today, training standards and intensity were through the roof. So yeah, pleasing, and they're currently in the gym now, as you can probably hear.
In the last month, we've been a lot better on the defensive side of the game. How much focus is there going into the attacking side of the game at the moment?
Well, yeah, I mean, we split into departments. We make sure that the detail that we're getting in the lads is clear. We show them before in the meeting room, and then we go out there and we just try and rep it as much as we possibly can. And so, yeah, obviously we want to be building off hard to beat, but ultimately we want to turn those draws into wins, and that's what we've been focused on.
See the lads developing, getting used to the style of play now. It's just more a case of that final pass, that final finish. We're still creating plenty of chances each week.
Yes, and it will always be trying to improve. Again, the message to the lads, if you can understand that we'll never ever be good enough, because I don't think any footballer in history will ever think that the finished article and they don't need to continue working. So regardless of where we are, what the situation is, what our last result is, we just get to work, and say our defensive side of it, our transition, and our offensive side, it all has to mould into one fluent understanding of it, so it makes us as direct and intense as possible.
Moving on to Chesterfield, what kind of game are you expecting from them?
Yeah, I mean, they had a really positive result last night. I'm just watching that now, so they've got some really good players and obviously a very experienced manager. It's going to be hard to predict because they've got players in the team that can hurt you all over the pitch. They've got a game model where they change it up from 2 pivots to 1 pivot. They can play forward. They've got willing runners, energy. They've obviously got a lot of experience in their top line as well. But if you sit off them, then they can move the ball around the back and they can be patient and wait for the opportunity. So we've got to make sure that we're compact, we're diligent in what we do, and we stay concentrated.
With us not having a fixture at the weekend and then not playing midweek, they've done both. How much physical work is going into this weekend's game, would you say?
I mean, yeah, we've had a really good week of training. We've got a really good amount of load in them. Obviously, time will tell after the game, the difference in weeks and how that's reflected. But yeah, no, we're just focused on ourselves, and we'll be at the races and looking forward to it.
Mentioned the lads briefly before, Biggo and JJ. How are they looking ahead of the weekend?
Yeah, they've worked their socks off respectively, and yeah, they're both fit, available, and getting stronger every day.
Any other injury concerns at the moment?
Not to report. No, we've had a couple of little issues that we're just assessing at the minute and dusting ourselves down. But other than that, no, we've got a very big, fit and healthy squad.
You're in attendance at the FA Youth Cup game last night. What was your thoughts on that?
Really enjoyable. I thought we started off incredibly well. We could have been a couple up in the first 10 minutes. But yeah, we played against a very disciplined Plymouth team who had some outstanding players. And I thought the response to going behind, which was always difficult when you have been the better team. And then to get pegged back in the last minute. But on reflection of it, I thought we certainly were the better team, and so some really good individual performances there. And considering a couple of set pieces in that, and the goals that we scored, I thought there's a lot of positives to take.
Journey they've been on through the competition, they've done themselves and the club proud.
Yeah, I mean, I know Birchie talks about and Dev talk about making memories, but ultimately the bottom line is for them to experience these and use it moving forward. And yeah, I'm sure that they were very flat and disappointed after the game, but that's the nature of the job in the industry, and they'll have many more nights like that. But that's why we're in it, to work as hard as you possibly can to create those good moments that they've experienced along the journey.
For you to be able to watch that team in action, you've already had the likes of Hayden, Freddie, Jonah all involved. Just opens the mind up to seeing if there is anyone else you could possibly get involved in your squad as well.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of talent and a lot of ability, and yeah, I mean the first years that have come in are extremely strong. Second years there as well that are pushing to make that next step. So we've got a good setup here. So for me, it's about them just learning the emotional side of the game, the mental side of the game, because technically and tactically they'll all be developing, working extremely hard with some good coaches here.
Finally, going back there Saturday and the supporters, what will be your message to them?
Just continue where we left off in terms of the energy, and for us, the lads are working their socks off. The message from when I first come here was we've got to give them something, and they've worked extremely hard to get in the position where we've had a good month, but we need to keep turning that screw and making sure that we do it collectively, do it together, and we're looking forward to it.
Thanks for your time.
Cheers, thank you.